to be us bringing everything together, the whole soul experience together. And, you know, sorry, they're downloading into me right now. The key that most people don't have, the key that is imperative to the soul experience, is self-realization. Self-realization. If you do not have self-realization, you can have all the crystals, and you can have all the mentors, and you can have all the books, and you can go to all the retreats, and you could do all the yoga and all the breath work. But if you don't hold the key of self-realization, your path to enlightenment is going to be short-lived. Essentially, when it comes to the soul experience, we all have different purposes, and we all have different destinies, and we all have different goals and karma and talent. And I think that's what makes us so incredibly unique, and how incredible it is to see the similarities between you and another person, but then to see so many differences as well. And if you don't have self-realization, awareness, being the quiet observer, you can be sitting in your own shit filled with black tourmaline and crystal quartz wrapped around your necklace, and nothing's going to work. It doesn't matter how many crystals you have, or candles you light, or herbs you collect. You have to be aware of your triggers, and you have to be aware of your wounds. And you also have to be your own coach. Your soul is so expansive. I cannot begin to tell you. You know, doing these soul contracts, it is absolutely incredible to see the magnitude of your soul, and how the sky isn't even the limit. And it's incredible to watch you look at your soul contract and be like, holy shit, like, wow, this is resonating with me, and I can't believe that I'm capable of this greatness. I can't believe I'm capable of bringing down Christ consciousness, or being a vessel for God's creativity. You have so much more power than you give yourself credit for. But it's also important to have empathy, not only for yourself, but for others and their path. Because at the end of the day, we really, you know, we don't know what people are going through. We don't. We could be psychic, and we can kind of get a sense or a feeling, but unless you have a front row seat, or if it's you, you don't know what's going on in their head, the battle that they're fighting, the war that they're trying to win. You know, the soul experience is just so fucking crazy. You know, and I cannot begin to tell you that, you know, we're just going to go into it. Earth School is a school of lessons. It is a school of lessons. We don't necessarily come down with the intention of rainbows and butterflies and orgasms and all that great shit. When we decide to incarnate as a human on Earth, we decide to sign up for practically the hardest experience a soul can come about. Because I can promise you that if you didn't decide this life and you went and you said, I want to be a spirit guide. I don't want to have a non-physical form. I don't want to have to deal with emotions. Your experience would be a lot different. You know, can you imagine what it would be like to be a starseed, a light being that doesn't have a physical form, that doesn't necessarily deal with dense emotions? Can you imagine that? What that would be like? What that was like, probably? I can promise you, you've probably experienced that before. You know, we can find ourselves sitting in our own shit. We really can. Even serial meditators, spiritual mentors, if you sit in shit long enough, it stops to smell. And we have to always be the observer. You have to be the observer of your thoughts. You have to be the observer of your life. Because it's just as easy to go on a negative spiral and start creating stories of not being good enough or fear-based or anything along those lines than it is to notice the initial thought, observe it, take note of it, and then let it go. The human world is filled with such beautiful things, but it's also filled with darkness. But it's also a playground. It has also given us so many incredible experiences, whether that's climbing a mountain or a sunset or walking on the beach or childbirth or watching a garden grow. The key to this is to enjoy it. Enjoy every last bit of it. Fill your life with the things that fills your cup up. The happier you are, the more aligned you are with your soul. It's that fucking simple. It's that simple. Heal your shit, be the observer, create a life that you love. Fill it up with the things that make you happy, whether that is music, bubble baths, salt baths, gardening, yoga, reading, day trips, hiking, walking in a cemetery. It's not hard. Having a good life is actually pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Heal your shit and fill your life with things that make you happy. That's how you have a good life. Choose the people that you allow in your life responsibly. Have a soft heart, but strong boundaries. Everybody deserves to have a good life. I really truly believe that. But nobody, I can't do it for you. Your husband can't do it for you. Nobody can do it for you. It's your choice. Your life is your choice. So if you want to sit there in your own filth and sit in the shit and poor me, imposter syndrome, everything along those lines, you have to remember your own power. You have to remember that you are so much bigger than this body. You have to remember that you are part of such a bigger, more expansive thing that you cannot even comprehend. You're here for a reason. and you have your gifts and you have talents and you have goals and you have so much to be here for. You know, there's this saying, it's a very common saying where it's like, do you look at the glass as half empty or half filled? And for the longest time, my life was like, well, it's half empty. But then I realized that perception is everything. It's your perception of the problems.